production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
Thank you for tuning into this News 3 update. I'm Yolotzen Franco. We start with developing news out of Western Illinois University. Officials say the Board of Trustees is set to vote on naming Dr. Gui-Yu Wang as WIU's 12th president. This comes after the board interviewed 6 candidates, including WIU's interim president, Martin Abraham. Huang is the current president at Edinburgh University of Pennsylvania. Dr. Abraham has served as interim president since October. He was first hired as WIU's provost back in summer 2019. Trustees will vote on Monday. Local residents are sharing mixed feelings on the outcome of the presidential race after former Vice President Joe Biden is named the projected winner for President of the United States. Here's News 3 Devin Brooks with the community's reaction.
I can't tell you how happy I am.
A little disappointed.
Happy and disappointed.
With the new president, that he brings the country more together.
Some are hopeful.
You have to have love for everybody to run something, and he definitely has that.
Others are glad to hear the news.
I have literally been praying for 4 years for this day.
A former Vice President Joe Biden, the projected winner for president.
I hope that these next 4 years he can make some unity.
But while some didn't vote,
both candidates didn't show me that I should really vote for them.
People who voted for President Donald Trump hope the country will be in good shape.
Lowered the taxes and got more money in the hands of the people with jobs, new jobs.
To support all areas of the country.
I'm a Trump supporter, but I'm okay with it. I'm in the military. I think he'll still do a good job.
Under a Biden presidency.
I haven't been a big fan of how politics has been the past couple years, Democratic and Republican.
Even with mixed feelings.
They don't take into account for all the good things Trump's done.
All eyes are on how the nation continues to move forward.
I think I'm more so happy about Kamala Harris becoming the vice president, making history.
In Macomb, reporting for News 3, I'm Devin Brooks.
And Vice President-elect Kamala Harris is making history as she plans to take on the VP position. Our Kennedy Williams tells us how this is inspiring some female students at Western Illinois University.
On November 7, 2020, Joe Biden was elected as the 46th President of the United States of America, making Kamala Harris the first female vice president in history, inspiring women across the country.
How amazing is it the first woman vice president is in the White House, and she's also a woman of color? It's so powerful. We can do anything we put our minds to, right?
Yeah.
Western Illinois University female students believe Vice President-elect Kamala Harris has paved the way for the next generation of women.
Just knowing that a female got her way up through and having to go through all those obstacles is just very inspiring.
We are seeing more women with higher roles in office especially. So it definitely creates that window and that door for other young ladies and women everywhere, that if she can do it, then I can do it as well. We're not living in the past anymore, and times are changing.
It's nice to know that a female is in power so that we have a voice out there, and it's not everything is against us.
Knowing that she did this through everything that we have going on with the former presidents and everybody's just negative words, she still made it through. So if she can do it, then I believe that we can do it. But as a black female, it's very inspiring to know that I actually have a chance in life.
But while I may be the first woman in this office, I will not be the last.
In Macomb, reporting for News 3, I'm Kennedy Williams.
While COVID-19 has impacted the delivery of WIU's Military Appreciation Week, campus organizations are still making the most of it. News 3 Dylan Smith gives us a look back on this week and what we will still have to look forward to.
Military Appreciation Week at WIU began this past Saturday with a private ceremony held by ROTC cadets, followed by the annual Fallen Soldiers 5K. Due to the pandemic, this year's 5K was held virtually, leaving it up to the runners to complete the mileage on their own time.
In a normal year, we have a large ceremony in front of all the runners where they get to hear about the people that we're honoring, and I think they get a true appreciation for why we're doing this fundraiser and for scholarships.
But paying respects in an alternative format is much better than not at all.
Not being able to do it in COVID, although it doesn't completely take away from it, it didn't really give it the, people didn't get the chance to have the appreciation for it that maybe they could or should. What I want my cadets to know is that they're part of a program legacy and lineage, and we have to understand some of the history and the people who came before us.
Throughout the week, a variety of Zoom discussions and activities have taken place, including a workout with the world's fittest man. Although a majority of the activities this year were held virtually, WIU continues to display its ongoing love and support for its militaristic background. Still to go is Military Trivia Night in Horban Hall Gym. To register or find a complete schedule, visit wiu.edu/alumni. In Macomb reporting for News 3, I'm Dylan Smith.
Moving on to News 3's weather update. As temperatures start to drop off, our area had storms move through the Tuesday afternoon, and our Storm Team 3's weather team followed the storm roll through. Our Kason Frericks is here to tell us more. Kason?
Well, thank you, Yolo. Yeah, we had some strong storms actually on Tuesday, and let's dive into a little bit more behind the science about what actually happened. Ingredients for thunderstorms really revolve around 4 different things. 1 is instability. 2 is moisture and dew points, and that is one of the key ingredients we had yesterday. Was we had some high dew points in our area. We also need lifting mechanisms, and one of the most important thing is actually wind shear, and that deals with the different levels of speed and direction of wind speeds over height. And now here's the structure of actual thunderstorm. You can see those winds at the bottom, that updraft that we see, those are part of those lifting mechanisms, and we had quite a bit of those yesterday that helped fuel some of these very severe storms. Once again, let's take a look here at Tuesday's radar to see, look at those storms really blow up around the 1 o'clock hour, and you can see that the ingredients we had helped push that for some severe storms. Now, we had our colleague, Conrad Supinski, actually go out and chase those storms, and he's going to give us a little update on what he saw.
With severe thunderstorm warnings in the area, I did drive out to storm chase with my colleague. Starting out from Macomb, Illinois, we were headed east just to be a little ahead of the storm. We ended up in Fairview, Illinois, where, yes, we did spot some rotation, folks, with tornado warnings that were in the area at the time. This has not yet been confirmed as a tornado, but we will keep everybody posted. After the storms passed, I drove out to try and see what exactly happened during the storm. Let's take a look at what neighbors have to say. Can you tell us more about what exactly happened last night?
Yeah, so about 2:30, the kids come in, get off the bus. My daughter and I go in the house. We went upstairs. We felt the wind. The wind got really, really loud, and it felt like the house was shaking. So we looked out the window, and it was raining, and it was like white. We came downstairs. She was screaming, and we went out to the front porch, and we looked across the way, and the tree had fallen on the neighbor's garage. The little boy, Chase, was out in the backyard playing, and he came running across because he got scared. We ended up calling the neighbor, telling her what happened, and the little boy stayed with us.
Thankfully, there were no injuries reported in the area. Later on, we'll take a look at more of our forecast. Back to you, Yellow.
Thank you, Conrad. Everyone is counting down to the holidays, and WIU students are preparing to leave for break in less than 2 weeks. I talked with WIU officials about what students need to know before heading home. Western Illinois University opened back its doors for students to continue their studies on campus for the 2020 to 2021 school year. But due to COVID-19, students who live on campus have a different guideline this year for break.
You can leave for fall break and return for the last 3 weeks if that's what you want to do. Or you can leave and go home for the rest of the semester.
On-campus students should be on the lookout for an email or reminder by the Housing and Dining Services.
All the students who live with us have received communication to make a choice on what their plans are for the last 3 weeks of the semester.
Students living in the dorms who don't reply by the due date are forfeiting their refund. The refund is equivalent to 2 weeks of housing.
They have until November 13th to make that decision.
No matter what the student decides to do for the remainder of the semester, their meal plan won't get affected.
If you continue to live with us the last 3 weeks, there will be meal service still provided, so you'll still be able to use your meal plan and eat as you had been. And if you're headed home for the last 3 weeks, then that meal plan money will just roll over to the spring.
Students can make their decision on their WIU STARS account.
I know some students wait till the last minute to complete some things. And I would encourage students to fill that response out, really, especially if you are planning to leave, because your refund will depend on that response.
At WIU, reporting for News 3, Yolotin Franco. Still ahead, WIU's mascots are well known around campus, but who takes care of the local celebrities? That's coming up next on News 3. Stay with us.
High definition. Live at 4 is back in a moment. Live from Salee Hall in high definition. Live at 4 continues.
Welcome back. Nearly everyone at WIU knows about Ray and Rocky, but what about their caretakers? Here's News 3 Audrey Ginnick with the story.
At the heart of the community of Western Illinois University and the Macomb area is two local celebrities, Colonel Rock III and Colonel Rock IV, also known as Ray. Colonel Rock III became WIU's live mascot back in 2010 and came under the care of Joe Roselieb.
I've often joked that it was harder to get the dog than it was my job.
Joe Roselieb credits his mentor, John Bierbaum, for bringing back a live Rocky mascot to WIU.
This overhaul to Hanson Field, and there was a lot of excitement, and they just weren't generating a lot of people coming to the games. And school spirit just didn't seem to be sort of at the peak that it was. And so George was like, we need more school spirit. We just got this wonderful project done, and we built it, and they're not coming, you know? And so what can we do to change that? And as he started to look at other schools, he realized that a live mascot was at these other schools like a Georgia or Mississippi State. Even NIU at the time had a Husky, I believe. And so he looked at those schools and said, that's it, we need a live mascot. And
Colonel Rock III exceeded over the years to help heighten the school spirit. Joe and his wife, Keetra Roselieb, have helped to maintain the live mascot program and make it successful. While Joe Roselieb may be the public face people see with the dogs, Keetra helps behind the scenes to provide care for the Rockies.
Joe does all the public events and things like that, but there's quite a bit of care that these little boys need at home. So I do certainly play that role.
But Keetra's a big part of that and helps me get, even on my way home, if we got a game at night, she'll have them ready to go, gets their jerseys packed up for me.
Ray was introduced in 2018 as Colonel Rock III transitions into retirement. With COVID-19, Ray's training to take up the mantle Rocky has been greatly affected.
This year's been extremely difficult because especially in year 2, like this was a big year for him to really grasp that concept of what he does.
While Ray may not be able to go to events this year, Keetra and Joe have helped to make sure Ray has a chance to spread school spirit digitally on social media platforms where Rocky and Ray are pictured in the community, promoting campus events, and even in a mascot Olympic competition. A mission that Joe Roselieb has when it comes to Rocky and Ray is making sure they are more than just a novelty.
They want the dogs at their event, but I don't want them at their event just to take pictures. We want to participate in that event. So what's your event? What's the mission of your event? Are you raising money for something? Is it philanthropic? Is it to raise spirits? What are you doing? Building that program and making them part of the Western experience and not just a fun picture opportunity.
Joe Roselieb has also helped to create a monument behind the University Union on campus to help honor past mascots and maintain the legacy that lives on with Colonel Rock III and Ray. I'm Audrey Ginnick reporting for News 3.
Students in the Macomb School District are getting to school in a safer way thanks to a grant. I talked with Macomb's mayor about the project.
First and foremost, the Illinois Department of Transportation. This was a grant-funded project through the Safe Routes to Schools program that has been a grant-funded program at the state level for probably close to 6 or 7 years.
Safe Routes to School allow improvement for ADA accessibility, walking, and bicycling to school. Macomb Junior Senior High School benefit from this grant.
The core principle behind this project was to enhance safety for school-age children going to and from the junior senior high school.
The City of Macomb was awarded $200,000 to improve the pedestrian crossing, remove accessibility barriers, and steps. They were able to install a lighted pedestrian crossing sign and new sidewalks.
Totally new constructed sidewalk. It starts at Kelly Street on South MacArthur and then goes down South MacArthur Street to Grant and then goes west on Grant, not quite a block, to connect with the new crosswalk.
After years of wanting to make these improvements and eventually receiving the aid, they finally completed the project.
Like so many other things, when you're trying to plan and execute and ultimately get something done, there's a great deal of relief that, you know, you've had a project, you've seen it from start to finish, and you can say, we're done.
Mayor Amon won't stop there. In the future, if there are more grants or aid available to improve the sidewalks for the community, the City of Macomb will step up and work on it. In Macomb, reporting for News 3, Yellowton Franco.
Let's now take a live look at the Macomb Skycam. Temperatures are starting to drop off in the area after several days of nice weather. So what will the weekend be like? Our Storm Team 3's Kason Frericks will have the answer up next.
Live at 4 is back in a moment. Live from Salee Hall in high definition. Live at 4 continues.
And welcome back, and good afternoon, Macomb. I was able to capture some cool pictures of the storms that we had on Tuesday. You can see here, this was just outside of my front door. You can see the clouds starting to move their way on in, and on the other side, once again, another shot of those really dark and really ominous looking clouds that we saw on Tuesday. And if you had any cool pictures, we'd like you to send them over to us here at News 3. Send it to us on Facebook or Twitter and tag it using hashtag News3WXPics. And if you have a good picture, we might just use it on one of our future newscasts. So let's take a look. Weather headlines. A chillier tonight and Friday night is what we're going to be experiencing. Rain chances will return for our Saturday, and sunny and comfortable temperatures are in store for next week. So here we go. Future radar now. You can see that we're going to be clear here through Thursday into Friday, but here's going to come that rain chance. You're going to see it's going to be a very tightly wrapped system of low pressure, and that's going to move on in and give us that rain chances that we will see on Saturday. Surface map now, you can see not much going on. We got that cold front over there just to the north. That will continue to make its way southeast a little bit. And we've actually got the remnants of Ada down over there. Now just a low pressure system, but has dumped quite a bit of rain earlier parts of this week in Florida. Temperatures tonight, we're going to have middle to upper 20s for the area, 27 in Beardstown, 28 in Havana, and 24 over there up in Monmouth. For tomorrow now, our temperatures are going to get only up into the 40s, so it is going to be chilly. You're going to want to bring that jacket along. 45 in Beardstown, 46 down in Quincy, and 45 over there for our friends in Keokuk. In Macomb now, for tonight, a very chilly night, partly cloudy skies, very chilly, a low of 24, and those winds are going to be brisk out of the north at 16 miles an hour. And then for tomorrow now, there's those temperatures, a high of 43 only. The sunny skies are out, but it's not going to make much of a difference on how it feels out there. And here we go. Here's our 5-day forecast now. As you can see, for Saturday, that's when we're going to see those chances of rain. Sunday, the sun will return, but along with that, windy conditions, a high of 52. And then Monday and Tuesday, very pleasant out there with highs getting into the lower 50s for our area. That's all I have for right now. Yolo, back over to you.
Thanks, Kason, and I will for sure have my umbrella ready for Saturday. Now on to sports. The pandemic has had an impact on almost every part of our lives, but what challenges has sports faced? Here's RJ Larson.
Across the country, COVID-19 has had a severe impact on budgets for college athletic departments. Many athletic directors have been tasked with completely changing their budgets with major changes in revenues and expenses. WIU Director of Athletics Danielle Supernaut says the cancellation of fall sports at WIU has had a major impact on their revenue sources.
You know, when you change your fall schedules, obviously things that are impacted are guarantee games and ticket sales, and
even as we switch to some of the fall sports moving to the spring, we're still going to have some of those challenges, right? Because you're going to play less games. Buy games aren't as easy to get from a guarantee side. So because departments are having some challenges, our numbers in terms of fan attendance is going to have to be adjusted. You know, it goes beyond just your fall sports as well. I mean, we've seen our revenue distributions from the NCAA and the leagues also impacted by COVID as well.
Along with revenue losses, Supernat says COVID-19 has brought unexpected expenses as well.
Obviously, there's a lot of different things from equipment in terms of how to better protect yourselves. Student athlete equipment in some sports has been a necessity. Testing, return to play testing, so EKGs and echoes and things like that to even get them back to play. So we have had a lot of additional expenses due to COVID. We'll continue to try to navigate and move forward to offset those.
Although student athletes aren't playing sports this fall, the department is still tasked with paying many expenses. Supernat says it is extremely important for alumni and donors to help the department any way they can.
I think the biggest thing is explaining our story and continuing to tell them that we're moving forward and here's some of the challenges that we've faced with COVID, you know, and hopefully this is a temporary thing, but it'll probably impact us for the next couple of years. And so here's the way that you can contribute. And this is what we're in need of right now. You know, right now we need to offset some of these COVID expenses that we're incurring, but then also make up for the revenues that we've lost.
Although it is unclear what spring semester will hold, hopefully WIU student athletes will be back to competing very soon. In Macomb, reporting for News 3, I'm RJ Larson.
Well, tonight, there's also an opportunity for you to help support children fighting diseases and illnesses. WIU's Rockython is hosting a carry-out and drive-through spaghetti dinner from 4 to 8 in the Knobloch Hall's parking lot. It's $7 for a meal. And as we get into the season of giving, News 3 Jenna Skarlupka shows us how you can help make someone's holiday extra special.
With Christmas coming up next month, many people have already started shopping, and WIU has a way to get in on the gift giving. The Angel Tree in the University Union is open for the community to take tags and shop for kids from low-income families. Kiki Marshall, from the Office of Student Engagement, says it's an easy process.
It's a really easy event to participate in. You just grab an angel from the tree, and then you pick up the toys from a dollar store, a Walmart, or a Target or something like that, and then you just bring it back, and you don't have to wrap it or anything. You just bring it back, and then they take care of getting it to the families and wrapping it and things like that.
Marshall says students especially should help play Santa because of the community's generosity.
Students and faculty and staff, really students should give back to the community because the community pours so much into our university. They come out and they support. They come to our football games, and they come to our volleyball games and our baseball games, and they put money into this community, and they bring businesses to this community that students want here.
The tree is open until November 20th before Thanksgiving break, and you can still participate on a budget.
That's the really cool part about Angel Tree. A lot of the things on the angels are really inexpensive. There's normally 3 items, and I'll just name off one with 3 items. So there's like diapers and wipes, Legos, and a coloring book or arts and crafts. You could get all of that stuff from Dollar General, Walmart, or even Dollar Tree for under $5. And that's super affordable for not just college students, but the community members as well.
Well, that's it for us. I'm Yolotsin Franco. Thank you for joining us for this News 3 update. You can stay connected with us on our social media channels and have a great night.